CachyOS is a Linux distribution based on Arch Linux, known for its speed and stability. This distribution is designed to provide a pleasant user experience, not only for advanced Linux users, but also for those using it for the first time. One of the key advantages of CachyOS is its flexibility, allowing users to customize not only the appearance and applications, but also the environment and to choose the Linux kernel that they wish to use. This feature, the ability to tailor everything to your specific needs, makes CachyOS an appealing solution for a wide range of users. When you visit the official website, the link will be in the video description, and click on download button, you will see two versions of this operating system available for download. The desktop edition is designed for typical desktop and laptop computers, while Handheld edition is a specialized version for portable devices such as gaming handheld consoles. It comes with pre-installed gaming tools and it's optimized for devices such as the Steam Deck, ROG Ally, LCD, Legion Go and others, offering an enhanced gaming experience similar to game mode. I will choose the desktop version. When I click on Download Desktop Edition button, we will see all the ways we can download the ISO file. I will select the first option, direct download, which means downloading the file directly from the website, but you can of course choose the option that suits you best. After downloading the ISO file, we will create a bootable USB drive. I will use Rufus for this purpose, but you can also use other programs to create a bootable USB drive, such as Belina Etcher, Wentoy and others. Once you select the ISO file you downloaded and click the Start button, you will be given the option to choose the USB formatting method, selecting between ISO and DD options. After that, you will receive a warning that the USB will be formatted. Click OK to confirm. When the creation of the bootable USB drive is successfully completed, we will restart the computer and begin the installation process of CachyOS. When the bootable USB drive starts, to install this operating system, we will select the first option, CachyOS Default. If at the beginning of the installation you are prompted to enter a password, leave this field blank and press enter. If the installation does not proceed after this and you are returned to the password entry, in the lower left corner in the virtual keyboard section, click on Desktop Sections and select Plasma Wayland instead of Plasma X11. Then click Enter or arrow button next to the password field. Once the live USB drive loads, you can test this operating system to see if it meets your needs. If you decide to install CachyOS on your computer, in the Welcome section, click the Launch Installer button. After that, you will have the option to choose a bootloader. I have two options. I will choose Group, which is the classic bootloader. You may potentially have more options in this section, so select the one that best suits your needs. The next step is to choose the language you want to use. I will leave English selected, but you can choose a language of your choice. When we click Next, we will have the option to select a region, in other words, the location we are in. We can also define the keyboard layout that we want to use. Next, we will have the opportunity to format the hard drive on which CachyOS will be installed. If you want to manually format the disk and set up partitions, select the manual partitioning option and adjust everything according to your needs. If you want automatic formatting, select the first option, Erase Disk, which I will do in this case. In this section, you can enable disk encryption by checking the Encrypt System option and then defining the password that will be used for encryption. It is recommended to use strong passwords to enhance security. When you click on Next button, you will have the option to choose a desktop environment. You have several options, so select the one you like best. Although you will not find an option for directly changing the desktop environment within the CachyOS, you can do so using the terminal, which we will demonstrate at the end of the video. When we click on Next, we will receive a list of all additional packages you can install along with the operating system. If there is a segment you do not wish to install, simply uncheck it. On the other hand, check the segments or options you want to include in the installation. After selecting the packages, you will need to define the user profile by entering a name, based on which a username and a computer name will be automatically generated. You will also need to define the password. When you click Next again, you will receive a brief overview of the settings you have made. If everything is as you want it to be, click the Install button. After that, you will receive a warning that if you proceed with this operation, changes will be made to your computer. Click Install now to confirm, after which the installation of the operating system will begin. When discussing CachyOS, a frequently asked question is: why use this operating system instead of Arch Linux, on which CachyOS is based? Arch Linux is known for its do-it-yourself policy, meaning users have complete freedom to customize their system according to their needs. However, this also requires a certain level of knowledge and experience, which can be challenging for new users. On the other hand, CachyOS is already pre-configured and optimized. The installation process is tailored for both experienced users and those new to the Linux world. CachyOS comes with pre-installed applications and settings optimized for better performance, including enhanced graphics drivers and customized desktop environments, improving the speed and efficiency of your system. In short, CachyOS offers all the advantages of Arch Linux, but without the complications that come with installation and configuration. Once the installation process is successfully completed, you will need to restart your computer by checking the Restart Now option and clicking the Done button. If you have encrypted the hard drive, you will first need to enter the password you defined, which will be used for decryption. After the system boots up and you enter the password for your profile, you will receive a welcome message and the option to go through the basic system settings. In the Welcome to CachyOS section, alongside information about the operating system itself, you will notice the two options for configuration: Apps Tweaks and Install Apps. When you click on the first option, Apps Tweaks, you will see all options grouped into three categories: Tweaks, Fixes and Applications. In the first segment, Tweaks, we have the following options: Profile-sync-daemon enabled. Activate this option if you want to speed up your web browser. By enabling this option, part of the data stored in the computer cache, which allows the web browser to function normally, will be saved in a separate folder on the hard drive that CachyOS will create. This reduces cache memory usage and makes resource management more efficient. Ananicy CPP enabled. This tool automatically adjusts processes priorities on Linux systems. For example, it can increase the priority of applications that require more resources when they are currently active and decrease the priority of those running in the background. Systemd enabled. This tool helps Linux computers manage memory better. Systemd continuously monitors how much memory different applications are using. If it notices that an application is using too much memory, it can react before problem arises. By enabling this option, memory usage will be monitored and less important applications may be terminated to allow important applications to run smoothly. This feature is especially useful on computers with limited memory. BPF Tune enabled. This tool uses BPF to automatically adjust Linux system settings for optimal performance. It continuously monitors system behavior and dynamically adjusts settings based on real observation rather than relying on static configurations. Bluetooth enabled. This allows you to connect to other devices using Bluetooth connection. In the Fixes section, we have options related to the operating system itself. In this section, we can perform system updates, reinstall all previously installed packages, reset keys, remove passwords from the database, clear cache memory, and remove packages that we installed with the programs but are no longer in use. If you plan to play games, click on Install Gaming Packages option, enter your password, select the number of the package you want to install, and wait for the installation to complete. This option allows you to easily install all the necessary packages and tools for gaming on a Linux system. When you select this option, CachyOS automatically installs a meta package that contains all the required dependencies and libraries for gaming on Linux. The meta package includes popular tools and platforms such as Steam, Lutris, Heroic Game Launcher, GameScope, and more. You can install the Snapper support if you want to use Snapper, a tool for managing snapshots on systems. This functionality allows you to restore the system to a previous state and improves overall system stability and security. Additionally, in this section you can make settings related to the DNS server and install Spoof DPI if you want to adjust the pixel density on the screen. In the Application section we have two options, CachyOS Package Installer and CachyOS Kernel Manager. As the name suggests, the first option allows you to install various packages. When you click on CachyOS Package Installer, you will see categories in which all applications are grouped, such as web browsers, email, multimedia, office applications, and more. By clicking the drop-down menu, you can view all the applications available for installation within the selected category. All you need to do is check the one you want. For example, I will select Cachy Web Browser, which is a modified version of Firefox that has enhanced privacy and security. When you click the Install button, you will receive a summary of the changes that will be made. Confirm by clicking OK, after which you will need to enter your password, and the installation will begin. You can also search for applications by entering the name of the desired application in the search segment. When you click on CachyOS Kernel Manager, you will have the option to configure the Linux kernel. If you want to make adjustments to the current Linux kernel, click the Configure button. Options available to you will be displayed. Check the ones you want to activate and then click the Build Kernel button to apply the selected changes. In addition to customization, you can also completely change the Linux kernel being used. All you need to do is select the option you want from the provided list and apply the changes. Since this is a central part of the operating system that facilitates communication between hardware and software, This section is particularly useful for advanced users who want to optimize their devices and tailor them to their specific needs. When we return to the Welcome section, if you do not want the Welcome window to appear every time you start the system, click the slider in the lower right corner labeled Launch at Start. When it comes to installing applications, in addition to CachyOS package installer, you can also install applications using a program called Software. You can find the program by clicking the Start and then typing the initial letters of its name. When the program launches, you will see three options: Explore, where you can browse programs by categories. If you know the exact name of the program, click on the magnifying glass icon and enter the name of the program. The application is installed by clicking the Install button, and below this button, when you click on the drop-down menu, you can see all the options available for installation, such as Flatpak and others. When you click on Installed option, you can see all the programs that are currently installed. In this section, you can also remove those you no longer need by clicking the Uninstall button next to the application's name. The third section is Updates, where you can see a list of programs you have installed that have a new version available. If you have activated Btrfs, you can use Btrfs Assistant, a tool that provides information about disk space usage, allowing users to better manage their storage and optimize data distribution. In the Sub-Volumes section, you can view file contents, their size, and perform organization, adjustments, and deletions. In the Snapper section, you have the option to create, view, and delete snapshots. Additionally, when you click on Snapper settings, you can enable automatic snapshot creation by selecting the time interval after which the system will create a snapshot. As I mentioned previously, CachyOS provides users with exceptional flexibility. For example, if you choose the Plasma desktop environment during the installation, like I did, you can easily change the environment by simply entering the appropriate commands in the terminal. In this case, I will change the Plasma desktop environment to GNOME. After entering the appropriate commands that allow these changes to be executed and waiting for the customization process to finish, when I restart the computer, you will notice that we have changed the entire desktop environment in a very simple way, without the need for reinstallation. The user interface, visual style, layout of elements on the screen, panels, and menu have all changed. Even the applications have been altered, as GNOME comes with its own set of applications optimized for this environment. Thanks to everyone who took the time to watch this video. I hope you find it useful or at least informative.